My name is Savannah Clark, and I will be discussing culture in international business management. What is culture? Culture is the beliefs, values, customs, behaviors, and traditions that are shared by a group of people. Culture is essentially the way we are as individuals and the way we are as a group. Culture helps to set out the values, norms, and rules for its people to follow. These rules may be written or unwritten, and sometimes they may be hard for outsiders to identify. Some core components of culture include language, religion, family, and gender. These components should be taken into account by businesses that plan to expand into the international market. Why is culture important to international trade? Recognizing and respecting the different cultures in the international market is a crucial step to becoming a successful international business. Having an understanding and appreciation of a country's culture shows overall respect. It is important for businesses to practice cross-cultural literacy. This is the understanding of how cultural differences across and within nations can affect the way that business is practiced. With developing an appreciation, businesses have a few things to keep in mind. Communication. Communication varies in each culture. It can be verbal and nonverbal and can include things such as phrases, hand gestures, body language, and other cues. Research should be done to find out what gestures may be considered disrespectful in some cultures and which can be considered as acceptable. This is important because during negotiations, for example, a business would not want to offend its prospective international business partner by using phrases, gestures, or body language that may be considered disrespectful. For example, the OK symbol commonly used in the US, which is when you form a circle with your index finger and thumb, is the equivalent of a middle finger in Brazil. So you definitely do not want to give your Brazilian counterparts the OK symbol after you finish business negotiations. Negotiations. Cultural differences also exist in negotiations. Culture can influence the way in which people interact during negotiations. For example, in Spanish culture, a business negotiator's primary goal may be to attain a signed contract, whereas in Indian culture, for example, negotiators may be more interested in forming a long-term relationship with their counterparts. It is crucial to research the culture of those that you will be doing business negotiations with, as this may make or break the business deal. One way to handle cultural differences in negotiations is to try and bridge the cultural gap between you and your prospective business partner. By finding something in common between you and your prospective business partner, you have already started the process of bridging the cultural gap. Religion. Religion also has a huge impact on international trade. It is important for prospective international businesses to research the dominant religion in the country in which they wish to conduct business. They should be aware of how religious beliefs and values can affect a business's financial, management, and marketing decisions. Additionally, key religious dates should be noted so as to not disrespect the religious culture in that country. For example, Ramadan. Ramadan is the Islamic holy month in which Muslims abstain from food and drink between the hours of sunrise and sunset. At the end of the season, there is a festival of Eid, and most Muslims will expect time off. An unnamed American company once opened a business in Thailand, one flight above a Buddha statue. After months of no business, they learned that no one was supporting their business because they violated a sacred rule. Never put yourself above Buddha. This shows that this company clearly did not do their research into the religious culture in Thailand. Conclusions about the importance of culture in international trade. In conclusion, culture is an important aspect to consider when taking your business into the international market. It is first important to understand what culture is and understand that countries have a number of different subcultures. Communication is one thing that businesses should keep in mind when going into international markets. Some cultures may consider certain phrases or gestures to be inappropriate or offensive. Culture also affects negotiations because some cultures like to get straight down to business, while other cultures prefer to form relationships with their prospective business partners before discussing any business. A country's religious culture should also be noted so that companies conducting business there can pay respect to its employees' religious beliefs by giving them time off on religious holidays or ceasing operations on those days. With this being said, companies should do extensive cultural research to ensure that their businesses will respect the cultural beliefs of the countries that they aspire to conduct business in, and so that their businesses will be successful.